what driving a piece of garbage feels like. And if you want to see me talk about this new garbage project car of ours, then stick around. This is going to be a good one.
Wow, that seat is uncomfortable. Holy crap. Anyways, this here is a 1981 Mustang, the newest member of me and my dad's ever-growing fleet of project cars. And this is also further proof that when left to their own devices, men, especially men who like cars, make terrible decisions. And why is this a terrible decision, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that's basically what this whole video is going to be. But before that though, let's go over a few things about this car first. What is it? Why do I have it? And more importantly, what work needs to be done to it? Well, as I already mentioned, this is a 1981 Foxbody Mustang. This particular car came equipped with a 200 cubic inch straight six engine, which is mated to a 4-speed manual transmission. As far as 1981 Mustangs are concerned, this would have been one of the nicer ones back in the day, coming equipped with AC, power windows, cruise control, and even Recaro bucket seats. Yeah, more on those later. This car spent its entire life in California and actually was still a registered car driving on the roads of California till just a few weeks ago, when my dad purchased this Mustang to be his new, cool, classic commuter car. And as far as commuter cars are concerned, this car certainly fits the bill. The 6-cylinder engine is able to keep up with traffic, and the 4-speed manual transmission with overdrive means this car is not only fun to drive, but also easy on gas. Not to mention the compact size of this car makes it easy to whip in and out of parking lots. It's just too bad though that, in its current state, this is quite possibly one of the worst commuter cars one could ever hope to drive. Why do I say that? Well, many reasons. But before we get into those though, let's quickly go over and list out all the positive aspects of this car. Don't worry, this shouldn't take too long. Well, the car runs and drives. And with all the positive things out of the way, let's now go over everything wrong with this car. And what better way to approach this than to pretend that we're getting ready to drive this thing. When first approaching the car, one will quickly notice the failing paint job and the rather poor attempts to fix it. It's almost bad enough to distract the viewer from some of the other wonderful modifications done to this car, such as a custom air dam made using sheet metal screws and a vinyl strip, a sunroof with about 2 caulking tubes worth of silicone sealant sealing it, and a whole new hatch from a later model Foxbody. It looks okay, but wasn't quite fully executed. And as one approaches the driver's door, which is peppered generously with small dents, one will quickly notice the large dent on the quarter panel. A dent which has a lot of suspicious cracks in it. And as it turns out, this is the second dent this area has received, as the first dent got filled in with a ton of body filler. After the appalling state of the outside of the car, one will quickly want to enter the car to get away from it all. But unfortunately, things only get worse from here. Once we open the door of the car, we are quickly greeted with a zebra-striped interior that reeks of the 80s, with the focal point being 2 Recaro bucket seats that have totally sunk down to the point that they are more or less just frames that surround you as you drive on the floor. Once you get over the shock of the interior, you will now have to make peace with the fact that you will have to sit in here to drive it. Upon entering the car, one will first sink to depths previously unknown in a car seat. We are first greeted by this lovely dash mat. And if we look underneath the dash mat, horrors await. But we'll just put that back for now and pretend that we didn't just see what we just saw.
And I'll go put the seatbelt on, which grips me with all the strength of a wet noodle and gives me full confidence that should I get in an accident in this car, that my face will most definitely be meeting the steering wheel. And with all that done, you're now ready for the moment of truth. Will the car even start? And surprisingly, this actually goes off without a hitch. So you're now ready to put this car onto public roads. Unfortunately though, some more problems become apparent once you turn on the car. Like the fact that the tachometer does not work. Or the fact that your turn signal indicators do not work. Now the turn signals do work. It's just the indicators inside the car don't work. You know, the one place where you can actually see if they're working or not. If you're looking for comfort while driving this car, you will soon discover that there is no comfort. On hot days, you'll find that the AC does not work and that the passenger window does not go down. On cold days, you'll discover that the heat only comes from the defroster. On long drives, you'll find that the cruise control does not work. And if you get bored while driving and want to turn on the radio, you'll soon discover there is no radio. This truly is as bare bones as a car gets. So, let's sum up this experience so far, shall we? We're getting ready to set off in a car with a failing paint job, obvious body damage, a broken tachometer, the worst seats possible, no AC, no radio, barely any heat, and a sunroof that's keeping water out through the use of a pound of silicone. Well, after all that, I really don't want to drive this, but I don't think there's really anything else I can do in the video now, so let's see how the car drives. All right, let's go ahead and get this turd started, shall we? All right, starts right up. Now the first thing you'll notice when going to drive this car, that the clutch pedal is twice as heavy as what it should be, and it has a very nice squeak. So, go ahead and disengage the parking brake, put ourselves in first gear, and take off. So while driving this car, you'll hear a lot of rattling and banging, letting you know that the car is actively trying to shake itself apart. And also, you have very responsive steering with about that much play in it, which should make evasive driving exciting. Here goes the clutch again, and turn on my turn signal, which I can't see working, and we are good to go. So there's one thing I like about this car, and only one thing, is that the brakes are responsive. The steering's loose, the clutch is hard to push in, but you know, at least you got brakes. And despite everything we have gone through so far with this car, it runs and drives pretty good. Like the transmission actually shifts decently, minus the clutch. The engine has plenty of power and it's responsive. This car wants to live. It's in a rough state, but it really, really wants to live. The sad thing is that all these problems I have shown you are only from the driver's perspective. I didn't even show you some of the scary stuff under the hood, like this exposed wiring that's held together with a twist and a prayer, or these vacuum lines that have got screws shoved inside of them to plug them up. Don't even get me started on all the oil that was caked up on this engine when we first got it. So, what's going to happen to this car? Well, it's obviously in no shape to be a commuter car. Heck, it's hardly in any shape to be a car. What was originally going to be a quick repaint and light restoration has quickly snowballed into a full-blown restoration, which will include painting the car into Calypso green, bodywork and rust repair, resealing the engine and removing the smog pump and its accessories, installing new seats, installing a new dash pad, installing new carpet, installing a new headliner, fixing the passenger window, fixing the AC, fixing the loose steering,
fixing the interior turn signal indicators, fixing the tachometer, fixing the broken floor pan, resealing the sunroof, and replacing various broken and missing pieces of the car.
And that list is sure to grow as we start taking this car apart. But if there's one thing me and my dad love, it's a challenge. And this car is definitely going to be a challenge. So, if you're interested in seeing the progress made on this car, go ahead and stick around and stay tuned. I'll be posting videos as progress is made on the car. And the last thing I want to say is, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I did making it. I'll see you all next time. Bye.